All right. Good morning, risk managers. Daniel Sugar with Trendline Break back with you. Sunday morning, 7 o'clock, up early, getting some work done, checking some charts. We had a nice little drop this week in the S&P and the Nasdaq as well. So let me just dive right in here and maximize. Here's the monthly chart of the S&P, folks. This is the big picture, higher time frame chart. And this month, February, we attempted to get above the trend line actually had an old flip zone, some beautiful old lows back a couple months ago, provided to be some new highs right here, minus two little extensions here, emotional highs right there. But as you can see, this area 4,200, 4,150 has been support or demand, and now it's flipped to resistance or supply. And the bigger picture, the more important thing is we got about a week left in February, or a couple trading days this week, and we're right at hovering in the uptrend line. Take a look, and by February, what is it, 27th or 28th this year with the leap year maybe. But if we close at or below this uptrend line, there could be some more selling. If it holds, then it's going to hold, and we'll go back up a little bit, and maybe later on in March we drop. So I think we're coming into an inflection point pretty soon. So that's the monthly S&P, and the target would be around 37, 3650, 3600 possibly if we break 3900, 3875. So watch that monthly chart. Here's the weekly of the S&P. We broke the trend line last week, folks. Again, we got above this downtrend line for a couple weeks, and we hit some old highs, 4,200, 42. What actually was that high? Now my camera's in the middle. There we go, 42.08, 41.88 last week's or 2 weeks ago, 86 half. And then this week, last Sunday, we broke below a trend line Sunday night on Globex. A weekly trend line, folks. This is not the 5-minute chart. This ain't the 30-minute chart. So last Sunday night, a week ago, we opened up below a trend line. Our Slack trading group has been bearish and short for a couple of weeks. Our managed accounts are short the Dow for about a week and a half. And last week was the biggest red candle in many weeks. And so that's pretty important, folks. When you break a weekly trend line, that's pretty significant. Do they all work? Of course not, but many of them do, and many of them can be as 6 or 8 or 10-to-1 reward to risk ratio. I had some SPY puts. I bought a couple SPY puts like 2 days before the Fed meeting 2 weeks ago or a week and a half ago. Immediately they were losers for like a week, and then finally last Thursday and Friday they made a couple dollars, not much, but they made a little bit. So anyway, there's the key weekly TLB, folks. The trend is your friend until the bend at the end, and there we go. And there's no demand for a little bit. There's a double bottom there at 38.91, 39.01. So 38.91 and 3900 basically, round number. So we might have a gap down tonight on the Globex session at 6 Eastern. I'm still thinking we got to sell rallies because look at these lower highs, folks. There's the peak last January, 13 months ago. Lower high, lower high, lower high, same high basically. So we got lower highs, and if the downtrend in the bear market is still intact, we're going to make a lower low. Maybe June, July, whatever. But the trend is down. Interest rates are heading back up sharply. We got an inverted yield curve, which just means interest rates on the lower end, shorter term, are higher than the longer term. So you can lock up your money for 2 years and get more interest than 10-year, 30-year, which is very rare. And a lot of people think if we're not already, we're heading into a recession. So key trend line breaks on the weekly, and then watch that monthly. Here's the NASDAQ on the monthly. There's your downtrend. Double top there at 13,000, 12.9. Big topping tail, folks. Big topping tail. The best way to see fear and greed on the charts is through those topping tails, and medium to large tails above the body are greed, selling pressure, and buyer's exhaustion. So we had a nice little quadruple bottom around 11,000 here, 10,006. The market took off and found some resistance, and the big boys came out and sold around 13,000, 12.9, and we closed at 11,997. And again, on the monthly chart, there's no demand for a while. We could be heading down back to 11,900 points. 900 points or so. My eyes are tearing up. I'm getting emotional over the NASDAQ dropping some more. Pardon me. All right, so let's take a look at the weekly. Yeah, I haven't sent out too many video emails lately, but the last 6 months we've been getting together. Some of you may know, but my partner Matty Fish and I are starting to manage money, and we're doing the managed account program. So we're unregistered right now, so we're capped out at 15. But I'm actually in the process of becoming a commodity trading advisor, CTA. So within the next 6 or 8 weeks, I'll be a CTA, and then we can take on as many clients that want to work with us and make some money. So we're off to a good start. Our first three trades that we have on are doing well. We're short the Dow, short the pound, and short TransUnion TRU for a week and a half, 2 weeks now. So anyway, keep your eyes out for the emails. And when I become a CTA, we'd love to work together and manage some money for you and make some money for you for 2023. So there's that's the monthly NASDAQ. Let me go to the weekly. Weekly NQ. We don't have I'm sorry, not the monthly, but the weekly had a trendline break also on the NASDAQ. Again, triple top up there, 12,800, 13,000. Last Sunday night, we opened up below a trend line, folks. When you open up below an uptrend line, especially on a higher time frame, weekly, it's very bearish. So last week's sell-off should not be alarming or shocking to people that know how to draw trend lines. Look at this perfect trend line. Grab that anchor low, double bottom, tweezer bottom at 10.8, and then attach the lows. Connect the dots. If you can connect the dots, you can become a good trend line drawer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 touches. Triple top with some selling tail. And then last Sunday night in Globex, we opened up below a trend line on the weekly chart. So you want to get your mindset and selling rallies, looking for spots to get short. That's the weekly. So anyway, going into this week, we got the Globex open up tonight in 11 hours. And I'm looking for some further weakness. Look to sell rallies. Again, we had a couple good weeks now in our Slack trading group. And we've been bearish and short and getting people to get short here into some strength. You can't just sell them in the hole, but you got to sell into some strength, at some resistance or supply, or when an uptrend line breaks, like on the 480 chart, 240, even that 2-hour chart's a really good chart. The 120 chart's a good chart. So the intermediate time frames, watch the TLBs, watch the drop, base drops, etc. So all right, we'll wrap things up, folks. I am putting together a quick announcement. I'm putting together a nice little 60-minute web class, master class, micro workshop on how to identify the trend. After talking and working with so many different students over the years, people know that you want to trade with the trend, but some people have a difficult time identifying the macro trend. So I'm putting together a 60-minute little master class on that. It'll be recorded. I'll probably go 10 or 15 minutes overboard, 75 minutes, whatever, but it's going to be how to identify the trend, how to be able to look at a chart and within 15 seconds know if it's an uptrend, downtrend, or trading range sideways, no trend. So keep right out on the emails for that. Thanks, everybody. Any questions, email me, dan@trendlinebreak.com. And if you haven't already, grab my ebook. It'll be in the email here. So grab my ebook, Trends, Trend Following, and Trend Lines. I need to sell about another 50,000 copies, and I'll be on the New York Times bestseller list. So help a brother out, babe. Thank you. Have a good day.